this spring meal, I will cook with my friend Pian, and together we will make a wonderful Chinese-style meal. Pian lives at Ananda community, and she goes to Ananda High School here in Ananda Village. And her parents love to cook, and they invite their children to cook with them. And one of Pian's specialty is spring rolls. And I really want to thank you, Pian, for willing to come and to share with us. I always wanted to learn how to make spring rolls, and she's going to teach us today how to do it. So I'll let her talk now and introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Pian. I'm 16 years old, and I was born in Hong Kong and have lived here in Ananda Village since I was 8. I am attending the Living Wisdom School. My parents have been vegetarians, so my siblings and I have been vegetarians since we were born. I've grown up watching my dad cook, and now I really like cooking with him. The spring rolls that I'm about to make have been a family tradition, so I hope you'll enjoy them.
That's great. Wonderful. So she's going to make the spring rolls with the dipping sauce, right? And I will make the Asian beet soup that actually her mom, Sienda, taught me how to make. And we'll also serve with white basmati rice, which we'll cook in a rice cooker. So we'll start by centering ourselves, bringing the hands together in front of the heart, closing the eyes. Just take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Just relax. Centering in the heart, lift the gaze, point between the eyebrows, the center of joy. We will cook this meal with joy and harmony. So keep your eyes closed. I will end by ringing the little praying bell. And now you can open your eyes. So I'll start by making the Asian beet soup that Pian's mother have taught me. It's a very healing and grounding soup, and it's very easy to make. I will use, this is 2 medium large size beets. I peeled them and I cut them, to about 1.5 inches or 2 inches chunks. Now, I like to use the beets and the leaves, but if you cannot find them, I went to my neighbor's garden. She's very sweet. She let me take the chard. I got the red chard and the green chard. And you know that chard is a member of the beet family. The texture of the chard and the beet greens are very similar. So I will use them. So here's a pressure cooker, and here is my 1/4 cup sesame oil. Before I do that, let me prepare everything. I'm going to use instead of beet greens, I'm going to use the chard greens. Okay, and then I'm going to use also, let me show you. What is it?
Napa cabbage.
Napa cabbage. Okay, we're going to use that too. It's delicious. All right, so let me cut the ends here. I'm going to do it all together. That here. So I'm going to do the first dish, and then Pian will do her spring rolls. And you can correct me if I'm doing anything wrong. All right. So what we're going to do, can you move this over here? I will start by, I'll do it, okay. I'll cut I'm going to first use only the stems, and then later, after the soup is done, I'm going to add the leaves. All right, so this is one. Could do the other. Now there's other ways to cut it, but beet greens and chard are very soft, even the stem. So, you know, I'm just going to cut it to here, and then the rest of it will come later. Okay. Don't know that I can do all of them at the same time, but I will try. Do you do all of them together? No. Okay. Okay. So this is enough, and this we'll add later. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. So we do this here. I will start sauteing here. Heat it up a little bit, and I'm adding here 1/4 cup of sesame oil. All right. So we'll wait a minute. Meanwhile, I will do the Napa cabbage. I need about 2 cups of Napa cabbage. So let me start, and I want to show you how to cut. See how? So the leaves we'll do later. For now, I will take, I'm going to saute that. Cut this in half. Turn it like this. It'll be easier for me. Okay. Okay. So we'll add this with the stems of the chard. Okay, so I will put now the cut stems, and then I continue to cut. All right. Let me get my Celtic salt a little bit. And Pian, would you mind kind of mixing it while I'm finishing here? Thank you. Get the last bit. How is it looking?
Good. Smells very good.
Smells very good. Great. It's the sesame oil. Okay, I'll give you more. Go. So sauteing the stems with in the sesame oil a little bit will add a little flavor. And then later after we cook the beets, we'll add this to the soup. Meanwhile, so just a little bit more here. Great. So what I will do now, I'll continue to add the ingredients. So what are we having? We're adding the beet chunks into it. And, 5 cups of water. This is 4. And another one. And we'll add to it, this is kombu, which I'll tell you all about it, the seaweed. And I will just, how much would you use?
Half.
Half, yeah, that's what I plan to do. So cutting that. And do you cut it to small pieces? Yeah. So you want to cut this? How do you cut it? You cut it with your hands?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. Cut it to small pieces. And we'll add it to the soup. We'll get it started, and then I will tell you all about it. Great. So this is the kombu that we'll add to the soup. When you mix it a little bit, and then I'll tell you about the seaweeds. Okay, great. So I'll cover this, and so you have to line this with this, okay? And you seal it that. I'll move it like this. We'll bring it to a boil. And then we will then simmer the soup. So meanwhile, let me just tell you, put this under here. There are two kinds. Would you put this underneath? Thank you. Pian is familiar. Can put this too. She's familiar with seaweed, but maybe not all of you. So there are two kinds. You have kombu here, and this is wakame. I'm going to add that later. But you see, this is the dry kombu, and this is when you soak it. You see how it expands? Seaweeds are sea vegetables that help to alkalinize our bodies. Okay? Kombu is an edible seaweed from the kelp family. It's high in fiber, calcium, iron, and iodine. The taste of kombu is sweet, and you first want to soften it, and so you soak it in water, or you can add it to the soup and it will soften while it's cooking. You can add it to cooking grains and legumes. Cooking kombu with beans helps to make the beans more digestible. So as I show you, when it's hydrated, it expands its size. So using kombu is a great way to adding minerals to your meal. You can add, as you saw, we add about, 5 inches, I think? Yeah, we cut it to small pieces to about 5 or 6 people. Okay, wakame is another seaweed which is a bit similar to kombu, but it is much softer. Okay, it's high in fiber, in calcium, and in iron. Okay, so it's similar in the texture of it, but you need to soak it for about 5 minutes in water to soften it, whereas kombu you need much longer, like 20 or 30 minutes. Okay, so after we cook the soup, we will crumble the wakame and add it into the hot water. Okay, if you're gonna cook the wakame too long, it will become, it's a little bit soggy and overly soft. So you don't want to do that. Okay, so for now, we'll bring it to a boil. Let me see. Still not get to a boil. When it's boiling, we'll simmer it for about 3 minutes. When we can open it, now I will chop that so you can see. Move this here. Cut this. Here we go. I'll cut this to half. And I will add it then to the soup. So you see how I'm cutting it, so as it sits in the hot soup, it will soften. So you don't want to overcook the leafy greens. Do you agree? Yeah? Okay. Here we are. So this is one, and this is the red chard with one green leaf. Cut it in half, and here we are. Okay, so this is our Asian beet soup, just part of it. Once it's done, we'll show you what else we are going to add to it. Beside the green leaves, wakame will be other ingredients. So now the beet soup almost ready, so it's about 40 seconds left. Meanwhile, I'll get the rice started before Pian will start with the spring roll, because it will take 20 or 30 minutes to cook. So I'm going to do 1 cup of white Basmati rice. Put this here. Put a little bit oil at the bottom. so the rice will not stick. And I put the 1 cup rinsed basmati rice. And from my experience in my rice cooker, it's best to have more than double. Thank you. Put this down. And you like to turn this off? Thank you. I can do 2 cups to 1 cup, but I found that adding an extra water helps to make the rice a little bit more moist. So I'm adding 2.5 cups. And I'll put about ½ teaspoon of Celtic salt. I'll just eyeball it a little bit. Here we go. And I think I'll mix it with my hand. All right. Plug it. Let me just dry my fingers. I turn it on. And this is our rice dish. And meanwhile, Pian will show us. This is for our soup. We're going to use about 10 inches of the wakame. So she just cut it to small pieces. As we talked about the wakame, the kombu expands, so does the wakame. So you don't want to have too big of a pieces because they expand after you add them to the water. There's going to be a lot of wakame that look like, but it's a wonderful source of nutrients. So we'll wait for the soup for the pressure cooker that I can open it, and then we'll add the rest of the ingredients to it. Great. It's a little tough, isn't it? The last piece. Great. Wonderful. So we'll just keep this here, waiting for the pressure cooker to be done. Okay, so the pressure cooker can be opened now. Oh, wow. Look at this pan. Yeah, good. Look. Okay, so why don't you add slowly the leaves. Great. All right, great. A little bit more. Last bit. And we can add also the wakame. Great. Wonderful. So I will cover it, close it, and I will let it kind of sit and soften. Meanwhile, I like to make a little bit of dressing. If you can move it just a tiny little bit. Okay, so here we are. Let's move a few things so we can work with that. So we're going to make a nice mixture of miso soup and water and arrowroot. So we have ½ a cup of water, and I will add to it about 1 tablespoon of arrowroot powder, which is a thickener. Here we go. You can hear the rice cooking. All right, so now I'll mix it first with the cold water. You do it a lot, right? Like to thicken things. Now we add 2 tablespoons of brown miso, which is a mixture of soy and brown rice, which I'll tell you a little bit about in a moment. Okay, here we go. Just a little bit more left here. Okay. So trying to mix it well together. to smooth it out, we're going to use a little strainer, and I will ask Pian to help me. So just hold it on the top, just lay it, yes. Get this here. Hope you can see it. Okay, why don't you mash it? I'm going to also use some nice toasted sesame oil. And she will mix it in. Meanwhile, let me tell you a little bit about the miso. We have two kinds here. Well, first of all, miso is a traditional Japanese seasoning that is done by fermenting different grains or legumes, such as rice, barley, soybeans, millet, wheat, chickpeas. Great. Yeah, just add a little bit more. Just take with your spoon liquid and put it on top and keep. It's great. And the most typical miso is made with soybeans. It's a thick paste that's used in sauces and spreads and soups. It's high in protein, rich in vitamins and minerals. There are a variety of miso. As you can see, this is the brown miso here, and this is the mellow miso. Okay, so different flavors. There are some salty. The mellow is more sweet. This is more earthy. And so with this type of soup, the dark miso, it's better. So really it depends what kind of dish you're making, then you decide which type of miso you will use. So this is more brown color. This is, as you can see here, this is a little bit more golden. You did it. Here it is. Let me show you for a moment. See, it's a much more golden color. If you're just starting using miso, maybe you want to start with this white, it's called white, mellow white miso, okay? Because the taste is much sweeter. All right. So it's a living food that containing many beneficial microorganisms. So that they can be destroyed by overcooking. So because of it, it's recommended to add the miso to the soup at the end of the cooking, after you remove it from the heat. And that's why we're making that mixture now, and then now we'll add it into our soup, which I will, let me move things here. I will ask her to move it into the soup. And this brown miso balance the flavor of the sweet beets. So are we ready? Okay, let's do it. Wonderful. She's pro. She knows how to do this. So you mix it in, and I will let it sit. I will let also the soup sit a little bit. So see, let's see if the wakame already expanding. Let it sit to absorb the flavors, and we have two more ingredients that we didn't add yet. This is 1 teaspoon of rice vinegar, which goes nicely with this, and this is 2 tablespoons of the toasted sesame oil. Add it here. Add a nice flavor. Smell it. It smells great? Yeah, it's wonderful. All right, so I will mix it all in. And I will close it. Let it stay here. And now we'll clean up and we'll start our wonderful spring rolls. So now Pian is going to make the spring rolls that we were waiting for.
So first we have to get the egg roll wraps that you can get at health food stores or any big supermarkets.
They're about 6 inches by 6 inches. There are also smaller ones, right?
Yeah.
So first time I made a mistake. You want to get these big ones. Okay? And they have about 21 wraps. Okay. So now you're going to
So
prepare the vegetables?
We have carrot, burdock, collards, cabbage, the green onion, and some mung bean sprouts.
And also tofu that
Tofu.
she will do later.
I will start by cutting the carrots. Has to be thin.
Here we go. Great. Okay, great. All right, here we go. Leave it, okay, I'll leave it here. I can see. Wonderful. I see, you really cut them thin. This is our first veggie. Put it right here.
The burdock is peeled and washed.
It's hard. Not easy. But you can do it.
Cut the same way as the carrots.
Beautiful. It's beautiful to see when young adults, children can cook healthy. It's great. Beautiful. So what do you think? This is about 3-inch long, about 3-inch long for the different vegetables.
Now I can do the
Next.
collards.
Okay,
I take the stem out.
okay. Not using the stems. I'll take that. Okay. For soups, you can add that, but not for the. Okay, so she's using only 3 leaves, as you can see. Line them up. Great.
I want to get them really small.
Okay. Great. Thin strips. Beautiful. Professional. Bravo. Beautiful. Put this in here. Great. We're getting there. Move this here.
And
Then
have
cabbage.
cabbage.
How much you gonna use?
I'll use 1/4 of a head.
So this is half. Okay.
And also cut into really small pieces.
Okay, you're going to take the
Be
stem
careful.
off a little bit?
This doesn't really
Yeah,
have
really
it.
small.
It's good.
Yeah, you're right, not much. This counter is a little bit high, even for me. But she's doing a wonderful job. Wonderful. Here you go. Take this knife. Put this all in. The cabbage, as you saute it, they all shrink. Okay, the last one.
The green onion to taste.
Put this here.
And I'll cut the ends off.
Yes. Okay, I'll take that. Beautiful.
We won't use the ends there.
No? Okay. Great. You want this? You don't want this? Okay. Beautiful. So now we just have to, we'll cut the tofu and saute it.
Yeah.
Do you want to clean up first or do you want to cut it now?
We can cut it now.
Okay.
So we can make it into strips.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll put 1 or 2 strips in each egg roll, spring roll. The onion's making teary.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, I can. It's getting me now. It's beautiful. We can just leave it here. People can see the beautiful strips of tofu. I love the way she does it. Beautiful. All right. Now we'll take a little break. We'll get the skillet and we'll saute it. And just so you know, here is our...
Mung bean sprouts.
Yes, and we're going to use that too, right, in the stir fry? When we saute the vegetable,
Yes.
yeah, wonderful. So we're almost ready now to saute the different ingredients. So what are you going to make now?
We will saute the tofu and then do the vegetables.
Shall I turn the heat on for you?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. What oil are you going to use?
When the pan is hot, we will use sesame oil.
Okay. Take a moment here. So tell us what you're going to do.
We're going to put saute the tofu until it's brown on the outside.
Okay.
And then we're going to put the onion in the big pan, then the collards, then the carrots and the burdock, and then the 2 lighter ones.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. Want to try that?
Just enough to cover the bottom.
Okay. Oh, wonderful.
And lay them all flat on the skillet.
Mm-hmm. So you should try to keep them whole so they don't break.
And then sprinkle some salt.
Mm-hmm. This is high heat. You want high heat?
Yes.
Okay.
You can turn it low to cook this.
Okay.
And can you turn this
Yes.
fire on?
You can use a regular skillet or a wok. All right.
And we'll do the same thing, cook with sesame oil when the pan's hot.
Okay, and you're going to use this. All right. And so what are you going to do with the tofu? Keep turning it around until all sides are golden?
Yes.
Okay, it's great. Gives a nice flavor to the tofu by sauteing it. Putting some sesame oil. Okay, I'll help you.
A little bit of salt.
Great.
When this looks like it's almost about to be done cooking,
Yeah?
then we'll put in the collards.
Okay. Why do you start with the collards?
Because it takes the longest to cook, and
Okay.
yeah.
Meanwhile, she's working with her
Not quite brown.
tofu. Okay. Beautiful.
Okay, this looks pretty good. Put this in. And a little bit of water to steam it, just a dollop. Maybe a little bit more. We'll let it steam. And
Medium heat or?
yes.
Okay. It is. This is the back.
Oh, sorry.
So that's okay. This is low. Low, medium. Yeah. Great. I don't know that I can do this with the chopsticks, but you can do it with a regular utensils to make it a little bit easier for you.
Oh, this one broke.
It's all right. Even if they break, you just do what you can. But as they saute, they get a little tougher, right?
Yes.
Do you need more oil, or that's you rather not? It's
For the
okay like
tofu?
that. Yeah,
It's okay.
it's okay. Good.
Just
Checking. Beautiful.
okay.
Let's check. Wow, they're already steamed and shrunk. Okay. It's amazing technique. So what would you like?
A little bit higher heat, I think.
Yeah.
We can add the carrots and the burdock.
Okay. Okay. Do you add more salt?
We can.
No, I'm just asking. I don't know. Just to help to soften the vegetables, right?
If you like more, you can add salt whenever you like.
Oh, okay. Beautiful colors.
I'll close the lid for a little bit.
Beautiful. Meanwhile, you're going to check. Doing different things at the same time by staying very centered.
I'll use this to get it off the bottom.
Yeah. So you really have to flip each one of them. Beautiful.
It's almost done.
Almost done? Beautiful.
Okay, let's see about this.
Wow.
Looking good.
Lower the heat a little bit?
Sure.
Okay. Ooh, the smell. The onion.
Burdock takes a little bit to get
Yeah.
soft, so it's not quite there yet.
Okay. When you turn this off, do you add anything to it? To the tofu?
Yes, we will add some brags.
Shall I bring it to you?
Or soy sauce.
Yeah, I will. Okay. Just going to add some brag to it, or soy sauce. I don't have soy sauce, so just going to use this. Beautiful. What a lovely, delicious tofu.
And the tofu will soak up the brags, and we'll do
That's
that
one, yeah.
after we turn the fire off.
Just turn it off. Sound, I love that sound. Incredible.
Just let it soak.
Lovely.
Okay.
Great. So this is done, and now we're just finishing the vegetable. That here. 2 more cabbage and the mung bean sprouts.
You can try the burdock and see if it's cooked.
Yeah.
Yes?
Soft enough.
Good. And we'll add the cabbage. And a little bit more water because cabbage will soak it up.
The flavors we will add later. Do you need more salt?
If,
No, I don't. I'm just asking. No.
No.
Okay. When do you add the bean sprouts? Later?
A little bit later.
Okay.
They only take a little bit to cook.
Okay. Can you also have them raw?
Yeah. So usually this is the time where I'll make the dressing sauce to put on
So
this.
we'll take a little pause. I'll bring the ingredients. Do you cover this meanwhile? Maybe turn it down a little bit. So we'll bring the ingredients for the sauce and we'll come back. Okay, so where are we now?
We will put the last ingredient in.
Okay. Great. It's almost there. Doesn't take long. Beautiful. Look like what you get in a spring roll in a vegetarian in an Asian restaurant. Chinese restaurant.
I'll turn it up more
Okay.
since we're
Yeah.
gonna stir it.
We don't need to add water.
No. If it gets too wet, then it gets hard to wrap.
Okay. That's a good point to remember, not to get it too wet. And the mung bean sprouts is good. They're a little crunchy.
Yes.
You don't want to get them too soft, right? I know that from eating in a Chinese restaurant. Okay.
So now
Turn.
we will make the dressing that will go on the vegetables. So we have a 1/4 cup of water, and we will add 1 tablespoon of brags and 1.5 teaspoons of arrowroot powder.
You might need to use your finger. Great. Okay.
And 2 teaspoons of mellow miso.
Wonderful. See, for this dish, it's better to use the mellow miso, not the brown, not the
We'll
dark.
Stir it for a little bit and then put it through the strainer. And Diksha will put it through while I stir the vegetables.
Okay. I'm honored to help you. You're almost there.
Let's see, I'll try one of the sprouts.
Okay. So this is very soft now.
Almost.
Done.
And we want the pan to be extra hot when the sauce comes in.
Okay. So this is ready. So this will serve about 4 people, right? So we're making 12 spring rolls, 3 per person, which I think it's a nice, generous amount.
So we dig a hole
In the middle.
in the middle and then pour the sauce in.
You want to do it?
And we won't stir it until it starts bubbling because the arrowroot powder needs to cook. start bubbling in a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And then we fold it. This is the thickener for the vegetable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Arrowroot is a thickener.
Yeah, it's starting
Almost
to bubble.
there. Yes, I can see in the corner, but you know.
Okay.
Okay.
This is a good time.
Just folding it all into the vegetable sauce. I already had her spring rolls. Delicious.
Okay. It's ready.
We're done. Wonderful. So we clear out and we come now and she will do the wrap of the vegetables, right? So now what are you going to do, Pian?
We will wrap the vegetables that we just cooked and the tofu in
Okay.
the egg wraps.
Okay.
Take one and put it diamond-like and put a spoon or two in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
And then
You're adding the tofu too? How much you add?
2 strips
Okay.
right on top. And we'll fold over like this.
Mm-hmm.
And fold the sides
So
in
what do you need the water for?
to seal it
1
at the end.
and 2. Okay.
And I get some water.
Huh. Oh, wow. It's beautiful. Nice. So you put this upside down like this?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to show us 3 more. So you have to
Another
pay
one.
attention.
This is a big scoop.
Yeah, big scoop. So only 1, right?
2.
The bottom first,
And
then
the
side like an
sides.
envelope. Mm-hmm.
Then fold this
A little
top
bit.
sides in a little bit. Put
A
the
little
water. Fold it over.
Beautiful. Spring rolls.
And another one.
I'm going to show you 4. Think you'll get it. It's quite easy, isn't it? It's easy for her. So bottom, side, the other side. Close this. A little water. And then roll this beautiful. Nice.
And the
Okay.
water just seals it perfectly.
Okay. Last one. And then she's going to
Finish it. And
Fry it?
Fry it.
Okay. Use a little bit more. Great. The water and this. Bravo. Beautiful. Okay. So we done 4. She did 4 beautiful spring rolls. And we'll finish it now. And then we'll get back to you. And we'll she will show you how to
Fry.
fry it. All right.
Now we'll fry these spring rolls.
Okay.
And the pan is getting hot, so I'll put some sesame oil.
Cover the pan.
Yep. A little more. Is nice.
Yeah, so it needs to be nice and oily. All right, move this here. She got her 12 spring rolls.
Now we can just put them in
All right.
however many fits in your skillet.
Close to each other. They don't stick.
No.
Okay. High heat.
Yes.
Okay. Nice.
Oh,
It's all right. A little bit. It's okay. So how many? We'll have to do another. Anyway, good.
yes. Good.
Got 8 of them. So I'll get that closer to you. And tell us what happens. So it's become crusty,
Yeah, it will slowly turn golden and crispy on the outside.
and then you flip it over.
Yeah.
How long does it take? Few minutes?
A couple minutes, yeah. Maybe less than that. It's very quick when the
Okay.
pan is hot enough.
Okay. So you start hearing that a little bit sizzling sound.
Let's check on the bottom. Not quite.
Not quite. And so what are you going to do after that?
Then we're going to put it on the paper towel so the oil gets soaked up.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's ready to eat.
What are you going to serve it with?
Oh, a dipping sauce.
What are you going to make it from?
It's going to be oil,
Some brag?
rags,
Okay.
and vinegar.
Okay.
Rice vinegar.
Wonderful. The dipping sauce. She's going to add the toasted sesame oil, the dark one, and some brag and some rice vinegar.
This
See?
one is not quite brown yet.
Oh, okay, so you
This is-
needed to wait a little bit
Yeah.
longer. Okay, so I can see, it becomes translucent a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we're ready to serve. Is it happening?
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Doesn't take long, just a few minutes. Great.
This one
Look
is
how she
perfect.
does it with the chopsticks.
This side seemed to cook
This
better.
is the best. This is
Yeah.
how it should all look like. So this might need a little bit longer. Go ahead. Let's see. Not yet.
Not quite.
Okay. So this is now almost done. So we will just turn this, we'll finish this. We'll saute the last 4. And then she'll make the little sauce. And then we serve the meal. So what are you making now?
Now we will make the dipping sauce, and there it will have
3 ingredients.
2 teaspoons of toasted sesame oil and 3 tablespoons of Bragg's and 1 teaspoon of rice vinegar.
Wonderful.
So just mix it all together.
So you don't need a lot.
No.
You just dip a little bit, mix it in. And here are
And-
wonderful spring rolls ready. You can see how she fried it, and that's how it should look like. So you mix
Already.
it, and that's it?
Yes.
Wonderful. So we're ready to serve now. So here's our wonderful spring Chinese meal. And thank you so much, Pian, for willing to come and do this wonderful spring rolls.
I enjoyed it too.
Oh, good. So we have the beet soup with the chard, Asian beet soup. And we have the rice, which Pian put it in a bowl and flipped it over here. And the spring rolls with the dipping sauce. So just to give you an inspiration, you can nurture and connect with your family by cooking with them. Cooking with your children is a great way to show them healthy ways of cooking and eating. And it's a lot of fun to do it together. So enjoy your Chinese meal.